rising storm. I'm forged in the fire, a new heart reborn. With every breath, with every stride, God, I'm your warrior, with you as my guide. Through the valleys of shadow, through the rising storm, I'm forged in the fire, a new heart reborn.
Hey everybody, hope my unicorn warriors are doing fabulous. So I had seen a post about a certain attorney and a certain JP Diddy. Now, how true this is, I do not know, but it does kind of raise some questions. So, the post has said that after Mica passed away, that JP Diddy called Miss Regina Ward and asked for the divorce money back, or the money that she paid Regina, $5,000, that he asked for that money back. $5,000. So this got me to thinking, well, a couple of things, which I will insert clips and stuff. But Miss Regina Ward said that she was not hired for Mica's divorce attorney, that she was not representing Mica for a divorce. So we're getting conflicting information about why Regina Ward was hired. And said that JP Diddy was served with divorce papers and restraining order papers. So, alright, so in the clip, Regina says that she was hired for a restraining order. I don't understand why you had to get an attorney to get a restraining order, and why it was so hard for Mica to get one. But that's, I guess, like another video or something. How would Mica? Okay, so let's go back to the email, the one we call the bait email, where JP Diddy says we can meet up and sign these divorce papers, we can be done with it.
Not be surprised if he made some form of contact with her, because you have to remember that I served. Yes, you have to remember that I served him.
What was her purpose?
The separation papers on that day. So he had made a comment to me specifically that, gosh, something must be really wrong, because Regina Ward has been hired on the case, and we know nobody gets Regina Ward unless it's a big case. And I was like, okay, well, you know, we're not making a big deal out of it. We're just pursuing a separation. So I would not be surprised if he did not start at that moment.
And yes, it was discussed that she did have grounds for divorce. She could have filed for a divorce. And I hear that all the time. Regina Ward was representing Mica in a divorce. No, I wanted to, but she didn't want to do that at that moment. Okay. She wanted to pursue the non-adversarial route. She just wanted to be done with the marriage and move on. And you know, but she certainly could have and had, you know, evidence to pursue, well, in my opinion, both adultery and physical cruelty, based on the facts that she had given to me, you know. And so she certainly could have done that. She chose not to. And you know, if you've heard some of the history, she had filed once before, and this is not uncommon. You know, people go through hardships in their marriage. You know, the thing that we all, you know, the American dream is we find our soulmate and we grow old with them, right? Let's call our fairy tale ending, and they lived happily ever after, right? And so whenever those types of things happen, you know, we just don't want to give up on our marriage, you know, the first go around, depending on what the circumstances are, right? So we're encouraged to work on our marriage and try to make things and say, oh, well, maybe, you know, maybe this is something, if we both go to counseling, maybe we can figure it out. We just got a communication problem or whatever it is, as long as it's not something, you know, super big and bad. And so when she had done that once before, they had reconciled, trying to work things out. You know, he made promises, you know, to get her back home and stuff like that. And then at some point, then he turned around and he filed for, you know, a divorce. I don't think it was a divorce. I think it was separation as well. But then he turned around and dropped that. So this is not the first go round when she got here. It was like the third go round. And by the time she got to my office, it was like, just forget about all that stuff. I don't want to fight over houses and cars and all that kind of stuff. I just want to be free of this. You know, well, I'll wait my 1 year and I'll do the uncontested way at the end of the year and move on from there. So, yeah.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know your thoughts. And if today's your birthday, happy birthday!